left a boat for you to use to get across the water in Zone E. Oh, by the way, I nearly fell into a hole in Zone F. Watch your step. Good advice. Alright, let's go up to E. See what that's all about. Yeah, make sure you're not standing on those pieces of the fence that look like they're broken, because you'll take damage as they fall. It's like the stage's version of the apple. It's like a big log. It's the same thing though. Whoa, these guys kind of sneak out of the bushes on you. It's best to have a crate on you at all times just to keep yourself protected. I think there's like some stars in that stack there if you want to go through them. There's a 1-up star, so make sure not to progress too far, because remember, this is like Super Mario 1, where you can't go back. For some reason, left just doesn't exist anymore. Oh god, gotta get into that little space. There we are. Oh look, there's that boat she was talking about. So you drop down into the boat, and now you can move. You can actually go left, but again, you can't progress further left, so I don't know what the point is of that. Pro tip, this is not a platform, it just looks like one. Don't actually try to jump out of your boat or you'll die. Wait till you get all the way to the end and then jump out. And here, also a special item that also only appears one time in the game is a little hammer guy here. You're going to need the hammer to hammer your way through this rock. And there's nothing else in the rock, so you don't need to go bother, you know, chiseling away all that, the rest of that rock if you don't want to, because there's nothing hidden in there anyway. And you can also use this temporarily as a little clobbering weapon. Or by tossing it up, you can just get rid of it whenever you like. You're not going to be able to hold on to it for much longer now anyway. Oh, well, here we go, we're at the end. These guys, yeah, it's best if you can avoid that. I wanted to get those stars, but honestly, it's more likely than not you're going to take damage. I don't know if it's really worth it. Leave it to you. And here's the boss's entrance. I'm gonna see if I can stack up my life for touching. I just gotta make sure. I'm trying to be really careful not to touch that entrance before going in, because it's very, very sensitive. Just touching your little baby toe will enter you into the boss fight. So there we go. Yeah, like that. This guy is deceptively tough. He looks basically not really much different than any of the other bosses you fought, except his attack patterns are kind of like the kangaroos, very, very, very difficult to predict, and very difficult to avoid his projectiles. So yeah, trying to get into this fight with as much health as you can manage goes a long way. Whew. Out for pipes in Zone F2. They change size. Alright. Zone F, here we go. This is one of those always falling debris stages. So get your timing right. How many lives do we have now? We've already got 11, and I've barely been trying, so you can see, like I said, it's pretty easy to get extra lives in this game. If you feel like you're dying a lot, don't get too frustrated. Shouldn't take you too long to build the supply back up. This stage can be a little bit tricky, or this area here, because the platforms can literally move out from under you. So your best bet is to just keep moving up as quickly as you can. And that's all there is to that stage. Alright. Never get that last one. Good work, team. You're almost at the casino. Stage G. Oh, well, this is the casino. Okay, these enemies are a pain in the ass. Not only is their movement pattern kind of tricky to avoid, but they can also sometimes throw their hat at you, a la Odd Job. Crap. And that can make it even more difficult to avoid them. You're obviously going to want to try to keep yourself at top health. There you go. Here you can go up or down. I like taking the high road here because there's more flower icons, and you get to avoid those lizard guys as well. One up star there. I'm just going to jump across here like that. Get the flowers, get the one up, get those stars there. Okay. What do we got here? Another power jar. I don't know why they keep giving them to you, like, because even after you die, you don't lose the power since, like, the first time you get it, and it never really wears off either. I can understand having, like, a couple of them throughout the game, just in case, like, you know, you don't know the locations of them all and you, like, miss the first couple of them or whatever, but I don't know. Seems a little overkill. There's just so many of them. I'm gonna take one of these blocks here. Get those guys with. These guys, for some reason, I think those pincer guys have kind of a bigger hit detection box than most enemies, so don't get too close. It looks like you can get closer to them than you actually can, so that's why I like just kind of dropping that concrete block on top of them. Those rhino guys are easy to defeat. You just gotta be quick before they charge into you, so that's a situation where it's good to throw in the crates as quickly as you can grasp them. Ooh, that was close. You also notice that those apples there, in addition to them being larger, so it's easier to hit your target, they also continue moving forward across the screen after they hit an enemy. So, unlike the crates that just kind of disappear. Alright, this boss is incredibly easy to defeat. The trick to it, though, is those kind of spikes in the floor. Again, the hit detection box on those spikes is a lot bigger than it looks, and you actually can't get anywhere near as close to them as you think you can. So, basically the best way to get this guy, just kind of move a little bit over here to draw his fire away, and then get underneath him, throw it up once. And repeat. Again, try not to get too close to those spikes. You'd be surprised from what distance they can actually hit you when it looks like you're not touching at all. And that's the casino. Aw, look at that, you rescued Gadget. Thanks, guys. I knew you could do it. Fat Cat just ran off. But you can chase him with my rocket. Whoa! Gadget made a friggin' rocket. Oh my god, we're going to space. Oh, Jesus. Just that quickly, and then just right back down again backwards. I love that. 3 more levels for us. Alright, here we go. Now we rescued Gadget. Now it's time to go and stop Fat Cat. Oh. That was close. Gotta get your jumping perfected there because their platforms are starting to get a little bit thin. These areas here, it doesn't give you much warning when you're jumping up, so I recommend making shorter jumps so that you minimize the possibility of accidentally jumping into an enemy that you can't see. See, like that is a good example. Let's see if there's an acorn in here. Crap. Also, I recommend leaving these end crates so that it gives you a little bit more height to jump from, and thus makes jumping these chasms a little more manageable, I was going to say. You know, Jordan, it might be better if you actually hit the jump button on time. That was weak. I'm giving advice about jumping across chasms, and I immediately fall into one. Awesome. Alright, let's see if I can follow my own advice this time. Now I'm like scared to do it. I think this is the last screen for this level. Our cloning alien friends are back. And here's a good opportunity to get a lot of flower icons. Beware of those guys. Again, remember, it's best to get close and then jump backwards to avoid their fire. Woohoo! I'm up to 16 lives now. That's a comfortable cushion. And once again, no final boss for that level. I'm going back to headquarters, so don't worry about me. Watch out for the fans in Zone I. They could blow you away. Yes, that is good advice for this level, because those get pretty annoying. You can see those blinking eyes there. Clearly there's one of those beetle enemies that like to hide on you. That's the best strategy, really, is to just kind of get close and hide in a crate. These guys are the bane of your existence in this level. Basically, it's like this. They only take, these pelican guys bobbing up and down, they only take a single hit to defeat, but you have to hit them in their legs from this height. Because if you hit them at their at head level, they spit the crates back and they hurt. I will give you an example. I'm going to do it from far away, so I've got plenty of time to avoid it. Like that. So yeah, duck down and then do your double B tap to throw it from a crouched position. Here's these fans they're talking about. I love this in like old video games when you run into stuff like that, like either a fan or maybe a conveyor belt or something like that, how you always like mash your thumb down really hard against the controller, like it feels somehow like it's helping you to fight against the force even though it's not. This is a tricky situation here because when we jump down in front of this fan, it's going to blow us right into those tacks. So we're going to try to jump as soon as we land to jump over them. No! Again, yeah, would have been great if I could have followed my own advice there, but it is a tricky maneuver to pull off. See now, this guy here, from standing position, I think I should be able to hit him right in the legs there, yeah. From here, the best way to line this up. When fighting those pelicans, it's best if you have some sort of a guide in order to aim your shot, because if you're just kind of like jumping in the air and then firing, it leaves too much to chance, and it's very, very difficult to aim. And I find, in my experience, more often than not, you'll miss, or you'll hit him in the mouth and he'll spit it back. So this crate right here is a good way to line you up with that one. Fight against those fans. And then with this guy, I think you want to be standing on top of this crate, I think. Not crouching. Not crouching is too low. Yeah, there we go. I played this game a lot, so I know where you need to be standing to get those guys, so it looks like it's really easy. But trust me, if you don't know the exact spot to be standing in, these guys are a serious pain in the ass, so take your time with them. And here's Monty again for the second time in the game. Alright. And I think this is the last screen on this level before the boss. I think. And here's, I think this is a zipper. Yep, so we're just gonna, again, like always, move forward as fast as we can, and while we're invincible, we can step on those tacks if we want to. But make sure not to be caught on them when your invincibility runs out. God, the ending box on those tacks is so big. This guy is kind of tricky. You gotta be very careful where his body segments land. I recommend waiting until he gets into the middle of the screen before you fire, and then move about to the 1/3 position. Nah, but the 1/4 position, X coordinate position along the screen. Again, I made that look easy, but as a kid, that guy just caused me so many problems. So be patient. Alright, and that'll be the last bonus zone of the game, because now we're on the final level. You've reached Fat Cat's home base. Now go get him, Rescue Rangers. Alright. Section J. What do we got to work with here? 18 lives. And we could potentially still get more. So, you know what? I think it's safe to say we're prepared for this end boss. Oh crap. Oh crap. We'll just skip that crate entirely. It's too hard to get. Just move with the momentum there. Alright. How about fight across the rain? There we go. And this is actually the final screen before the end boss. It's kind of a big screen though. We gotta work our way all the way to the left and then up and then back all the way over to the right. Which means that if we die on the screen, we've got a far way to come back. But shouldn't have too many problems. There is one section though, I will warn you in advance. Whoa, crap! It's always a risk going for that star. You gotta time it just right to get it and avoid getting hit. Just stay out of these guys here if they can't get you there. Okay. And I want an acorn to get my health up for the next section following this here. Yeah, to shut those axes off there, you just gotta flip these switches here. I think there's an acorn there. Yep, okay, good. Alright. This is maybe the single trickiest part in the entire game. This is really, really tricky because these enemies come at you in this very, very narrow corridor. There are very limited crates and there's like nowhere for you to go. You can't really maneuver around them. It's really tough. So I find the best strategy is this. Kind of get on the conveyor belt, tempt them out, and then jump back like that. There you go. Ooh. There you go. That takes a lot of practice to pull that off without dying consistently. Whoa. And that's all there is to it. On to the final boss. This guy deceptively difficult. Because the angle of his cigar keeps changing randomly, and when that happens, where the little sparks of ash float down changes. And if you're not very careful and don't take your time, again, I keep saying patience, patience, patience. No! Oh, I got him just as I died. Does that count? Does that count? It does! Yeah! Won the game! Alright. In on the buzzer. I guess that'll teach Fat Cat not to mess with the Rescue Rangers. Golly, I don't know. Something tells me he'll be back. Well, if he steps out of line again, we'll be ready to put him right. Back in place. Right, gang? Right. Yes, sirree, there's no stopping the Rescue Rangers! And pressing A starts up that classic theme song again. I gotta say, for the NES, they did a really good job of recreating the theme song from the TV show. This was one of my favorite shows as a kid. I love that theme song. And that is all that there is to that game.
And there you have it, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers on the NES. It's pretty simplistic and shouldn't pose too much of a challenge, but it's still extremely fun, and it's a great time waster. It's even more fun to play with a friend, as you can actually pick each other up and throw each other like you can with the items. What do you think, Navi? Adorable. No, seriously though, you have no idea how hard it was to get her to pose for that. I have the scratches to prove it. If you like this video, please don't forget to click the like button, and you can also subscribe to my channel so you can make sure never to miss my new videos. And if you like, you can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter for info on future updates. That's all for now. Thanks again so much for watching, and until next time.
See ya.